Imagine studying for years, battling immense anxiety to clear one of the toughest exams in the world, only to find out the paper was leaked, the exam is cancelled, and your lost time means nothing to the system. For millions of students in 2026, this is not a nightmare, it's reality. Hi everyone, my name is Uday, and you are watching Tech Updates. In today's video, we are looking at the human cost and the massive political fallout of the NEET 2026 crisis. The national capital is in a state of high tension. Just days after violent clashes outside parliament, the pressure has finally reached the highest office in the country. We are witnessing one of the most intense student uprisings in recent Indian history, and the shockwaves are being felt everywhere. On July 23rd, Prime Minister Narendra Modi broke his public silence on the escalating NEET crisis, taking to X. The Prime Minister called the paper leaks a gore pop, a grave sign. It is a massive acknowledgement of a systemic failure that has pushed millions of students to the brink. As thousands of students occupy Jantar Mantar refusing to back down, the government has announced a major counter move. The creation of fast track courts designed to ensure swift punishment for anyone involved in paper leaks. But for the students on the streets, promises of future justice are not enough to fix the present reality. To understand how we got here, we have to look at ground zero. Jantar Mantar, since early June, this historic site has become the beating heart of a massive student led movement. At the forefront is a newly prominent group driving the momentum, the Cockroach Janata Party or CJP, a movement born out of sheer frustration. The tension boiled over this week. On Monday, July 20, as the monsoon section of Parliament began, the CJP led a massive Chalo Sansad march. The intended to take their demands directly to the lawmakers. Instead, they were met by a wall of Delhi police and the Rapid Action Force. Visuals from the scene show that can only be described as a battlefield, flying barricades, tear gas deployed into crowds, and police resorting to baton charges to disperse the youth. The chaos was so severe that at least 16 Delhi metro stations had to be immediately shut down. The capital was brought to an absolute standstill. This is not just a student issue anymore. It has drawn national figures into the fray. Renowned climate activist and education reformer Sonam Wang joined the protest, undertaking an indefinite hunger strike to stand with the youth. He was eventually forcibly removed by authorities and taken to Safdarjung Hospital, but his involvement brought a new level of national spotlight to the cause. Prominent educators who see the toll this takes on students daily have also stepped in. Figures like Physicswala CEO Alak Pandya appeared on the ground, urgently calling for dialogue, but the protesters have drawn a hard line. Their central unwavering demand, the immediate resignation of Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. And if you want to know why the students are so angry? You just have to look at history. Just this week, the CBI released a bombshell update regarding the 2024 NEET leak. They gave a clean sheet to the prime accused Sanjeev Mukhia, stating there was no evidence linking him to the theft of the paper. For the students freezing their lives in 2026, it is a terrifying reminder of delayed and denied justice. The system, they argue, protects the powerful while punishing the innocent, which brings us to the human cost of this disaster. Unlike the localized controversies of the past, the massive leaks forced the NTA to cancel the May 3rd exam entirely. And so on June 21, over 22 lakh students were forced to walk back into exam halls for a nationwide retest. But let's be clear, the retest did not solve the crisis, it only amplified the trauma. Imagine studying for years, battling immense anxiety, taking one of the toughest exams in the world, only to be told it was all for nothing because the system failed to protect the paper. Students rightly argue that forcing them to retake the exam punishes the victims, not the perpetrators. Naturally, this battle has reached the courts, but relief has been scarce. Chief Justice Suryakant recently refused an urgent hearing regarding the police brutality during the July 20 protest. His response to the lawyers pressing for the case, he told them not to waste the court's time. However, the legal war is far from over. Massive public interest, litigation demanding a complete structural overhaul, or even the total dissolution of the National Testing Agency remain pending before the bench. The institutional rot is now officially on trial. This brings us back to where we started PM Modi's announcement. The government is promising that these new fast track courts will deliver swift serve justice for anyone involved in paper leaks. It is an acknowledgement that the standard judicial timeline simply is not fast enough. But student groups like the CJP are deeply skeptical. Their message to the government is clear. You cannot fix a broken foundation just by punishing the middlemen after the fact. Justice after a leak does not give a student back their lost year. The youth are demanding proactive structural safety. They want the NTA dismantled. They want Dharmendra Pradhan to take ministerial accountability and resign. Above all, they want a foolproof, transparent examination system where hard work actually guarantees a fair shot. The events of July 2026 will go down as a turning point in India's education history, but the ultimate outcome is still unwritten. What do you think? Will the government fast track courts finally clean up this broken system, or are we just treating the symptoms of a much deeper disease? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you are a student who had to take the June 21 retest, share your story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep this conversation going. Until next time, stay informed.